Hey guys, what's up? If you can't see me, I'm over here. Yeah, that's right. Going out refereeing in a bit. But I wanted to share this game with you, and particularly an idea which is about recycling and reusing themes from from elsewhere, right? Chess is all pattern recognition, and once you've got a pattern, patterns can be applied in multiple different contexts. So this is just the 5-minute blitz I played this morning. Opponents rated high 1300s. I have the black piece, and we have e4, e5, and now the odd 2h3. Okay, so it's taking this square away from a bishop or a knight that might want to land there, but it's slow. So I develop my queen's knight as I would have done in case this knight comes out, and that knight may come out anyway, and indeed it does to f3. So now it's almost as though we've got normal king's pawn opening, and then opponents played h3 on move 3. So I'm thinking, okay, so let's go back to our store of ideas. So f5, right? There's no chance of queen h5 check because the knight's in the way. So let's push f5, and if he takes, I can push and harass the knight. He takes, I push and harass the knight. Knight has to retreat. Right? I know where I am right now. So now it's time to think about this and how much damage it might cause. So knight f6 prevents, and now g4, and then something started to stir deep in my consciousness. Right? I push pawn to d5, and I'm remembering, and this actually goes back, I think, to August 2021, and I did a video on what I called the horse meat line in the Vienna Gambit Accepted. Okay, so I'll show you how this goes. So the pawn comes up and attacks my knight, and there's just like a vague inkling. So let me flip over, because I've just added it to my Lichess study on the Vienna, right? And this is the horse meat line in the Vienna Gambit Accepted. e4, e5. So here I've got the white pieces, got knight out, Vienna Gambit offered, accepted, which is inaccurate from black anyway. We advance, knight retreats, and now knight to f3. Okay, and this line continues with pawn to g5. It's not great. Okay, and I'm suggesting pawn to d4, just grab the center. They come after your knight, and look at that, right? Goes from +1 to +2.3. Because I just go ahead and grab this pawn with my bishop, with development, giving up the knight. That's why it's called the horse meat line, right? Pawn takes, queen takes, and suddenly 1-2 pawns in the middle, no fewer than 3 pieces out on the board. King is already ready to castle on one side, and only one move away from being able to castle either side. And what's black got? That's what black's got. Call. Nothing, right? And white is in a winning position. So let's go back to this. I grabbed the pawn. Right, now I hadn't remembered this, but I remembered there was an idea that you can give up the knight. So that then got me thinking, well look, what if I give up the knight? There's a free pawn there, right? I've now got 2 pawns for my knight. Okay. Now I did sack a pawn earlier on, so I'm 2 materials down. But look again, I'm all ready to go. Now bishop blocks here. I develop my other bishop. He brings out his knight, his rook to there because I'm threatening some kind of discovery. I grab a pawn and then threaten mate. So he does that. I castle. It's move 10. I'm castled. Right. All my stuff is out on the board. White's queen side is nothing. White's king side is completely fractured. Okay, I'll show you how it goes. And now, obviously, the point is all eyes on the king. Just like, everything. We just want to line all of our junk up against that guy. Rook e8, right? Pin the bishop. Knight comes out. Pin the knight, right? Pinning everything. Like, I don't want to give this guy any room to move. Right, this bishop is pinned, so it's not defending this pawn. So bishop takes d3. Bishop blocks now, and I take. He takes. I take. Bishop retreats. Queen retreats. Right, and now the knight flies in. So it's just and in fact, I think this was a poor move from white, because I have 1, 2, 3 pieces looking at this, right? Currently he has 1, 2, 3 defenders. Knight, queen, and then king. Queen away there. I could actually simply have just taken, but I decided to bring in my knight and exploit the pin even further. Now he's attacking my bishop. So I trade off the bishop. Now the knight is pinned. I capture. And here, this is a really interesting one. I mean, you know, if I'd have had 10 minutes to consider this position. So we've got tension between the queens. I've actually hung my rook, right? But this is not a blunder, according to the analysis. Let's stick the eval on. So obviously queen can't take knight because queen takes queen. If takes there, I can take his rook, you know. So it's one of those that you really have to kind of plot out. Anyway, so he blunders his queen. Anyway, rook comes across. I grab a pawn. Yeah, queen slides over, and to finish off, I'm just going to use my spare rook because this guy's currently blocked out by this bishop. So lift the rook to d6. Give check. Right, if bishop blocks, queen takes his mate, so there's only one other move, and then queen c3, and there's only one legal move, bishop blocks and its mate. Okay, and all of that came from the idea, just the vague memory that I knew there was this line in the Vienna Gambit Accepted. Here, it's not even a Vienna game, right? But I recognised the pattern and I pulled it out, and nice little win. So there you go. You know, keep those patterns in mind, but remember that patterns can be picked up and applied in other contexts. All right, thanks for watching. See you later.